overexert yourself, you will die.
I'll tell you what, you finish the workout, all these could be yours. That looks good. A little bit of honey ham for the ham. Get after it, and that's your, nope, get after it, and that's your treat. Do the exercise, do the work, then you get the reward. That's how this works, man. You gotta give it max effort, maximum effort. That's what I'm talking about, baby, big hams. Make it work, those hams, work them. Putting in the work. Yeah, baby, yes. This is a spicy workout. Make it worth it. Building the beef and bringing home the bacon, baby. I'm loving it. Teriyaki is just about within your reach. Come on, get you some. Come on. Maximum effort. Maximum effort. You're there. You're almost there.
That's so worth it.
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days ago.
Dog been digging in there?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's something in there, dude. Just leave it.
Are you kidding me?
We'll just head to us. Just leave it.
The hell with that.
Oh! Ah, yeah, there's something in there.
Want one?
Thank you.
It was worth it.
Oh man, this is incredible.
Oh, wow.
Huh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Hey man, grab me a meat stick. I think I can reach it if I just a little more. Just let me go a little. I can't. Just a little more. I almost got it. Careful! Oh God! No, come on, just reach. Reach. Just grab my hand. I can't hold. Grab my hand.
Give me the meat stick. This other hand's closer. The one with the stick is. Oh. What am I supposed to say?
It doesn't matter. He's dead. He ain't listening to you anyway.
I'm hungry.
No, in front of you. Put it away. I can't put it. Oh, crap. Just reach in. You gotta pull it. Just grab it. Just take it out of his hand. What do you mean you can't?
He won't let go.
What do you mean he won't let go? He's dead.
Help me. Get in there. Now just hold on.
Make him let go of it. No, I got you covered. Just go in for a hug. Go and get on in there. It's a bad loss. Yeah, hug him up. Just reach, hug him up.
He's breathing. On the other side.
Go.
I can't do it.
Help me, Lord. Help me get over this loss.
I can't breathe.
Hey, I can't breathe. I'm so upset. I can't breathe. Stop. You knock on wood so they go to heaven. It's like a lucky. Hey, get the stick.
Yeah.
Hey, do you the meat stick?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, just hold tight for a second. They're moving the casket. Just hold tight.
Yeah, that's no worries. I got it.
Oh, what an awesome day for a pump, dude.
Yeah, I gotta take it easy. Doc says if I exert myself, I will die.
You overexert yourself, you will die.
I'll tell you what, you finish the workout, all these could be yours. That looks good. A little bit of honey ham for the ham. Get after it, and that's your, nope, get after it, and that's your treat. Do the exercise, do the work, then you get the reward. That's how this works, man. gotta give it max effort, maximum effort. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big hams. Make it work, those hams. Work 'em. Putting in the work. Yeah, baby. Yes. Dude, this is a spicy workout. Make it worth it. Building the beef and bringing home the bacon, baby. I'm loving it. Teriyaki is just about within your reach. Come on, get you some. Come on. Maximum effort. Maximum effort. You're there. You're almost there.
That's so worth it.
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days
Has a
ago.
dog been digging in here?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's something in there, dude. Just leave it.
Are you kidding me?
We'll just head to the house. Just leave it.
Hell with that.
Ah, yeah, there's something in there.
Want one?
Thank you.
It was worth it.
Oh, man, this is incredible.
Oh, wow.
Huh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Hey, man, grab me a meat stick. I think I can reach it if I just a little more. Just let me go a little. I can't. Just a little more. I almost got it. Careful! Oh, God. No. Come on, just reach. Reach. Just grab my hand. I can't hold it. Grab my hand.
Give me the meat stick. This other hand's closer. The one with the stick is...
Oh.
What am I supposed to say?
It doesn't matter. He's dead. He ain't listening to you anyway.
I'm hungry.
No. Put it away. I can't watch it. Oh, crap. Just reach in. You gotta pull it. Just grab it. Just take it out of his hand. You just can't. What do you mean you can't?
He won't let go.
What do you mean he won't let go? He's dead.
Help me. Get in there. No, just hold on.
Make him let go of it. No, I got you. Just go in for a hug. Go and get on in there. It's a bad loss. Yeah, hug him up. Just reach. Hug him up.
On the other side.
Go.
I can't.
Just-
I can't do it.
Help me, Lord. Help me get over this loss.
I can't breathe.
Hey, I can't breathe. I'm so upset. I can't breathe. Stop. You knock on wood so they go to heaven. It's like a lucky. Get the stick.
Yeah.
Hey, did you get the meat stick?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, just hold tight for a second. They're moving the casket. Just hold tight.
Yeah, that's no worries. I got it.
Oh, what an awesome day for a pump, dude.
Hey, I gotta take it easy. Doc says if I exert myself, I will die.
You overexert yourself, you will die.
I'll tell you what. You finish the workout, all these could be yours. That looks good. A little bit of honey ham for the ham. Get after it, and that's your get after it, and that's your treat. Do the exercise, do the work, then you get the reward. That's how this works, man. You gotta give it max effort, maximum effort. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big hams. Make it work, those hams. Work 'em. Putting in the work. Yeah, baby. Yes. Dude, this is a spicy workout. Make it worth it. Building the beef and bringing home the bacon, baby. I'm loving it. Teriyaki is just about within your reach. Come on, get you some. Come on. Ooh, ooh. Maximum effort. Maximum effort. You're there. You're almost there.
That's so worth it.
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days
Has a
ago.
dog been digging in here?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's something in there, dude. Just leave it.
Are you kidding me?
We'll just head to us. Just leave it.
The hell with that.
Oh, yeah. There's something in there. Ah!
Want one?
Oh, thank you.
It was worth it.
Oh, man, this is incredible.
Oh, wow.
Huh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Hey, man, grab me a meat stick. I think I can reach it if I just a little more. Just let me go a little. I can't. Just a little more. I almost got it. Careful! Oh, God. No. Come on, just reach. Reach. Just grab my hand. Grab my hand.
Give me the meat stick. This other hand's closer. The one with the stick is...
Oh.
What am I supposed to say?
It doesn't matter. He's dead. He ain't listening to you anyway.
I'm hungry.
No. Put it away. I can't watch it. Oh, crap. Just reach in. You gotta pull it. Just grab it. Just take it out of his hand. You just... What do you mean you can't?
Won't let go.
What do you mean he won't let go? He's dead.
Help me. Get in there. No, just hold on.
Make him let go of it. No, I got you. Just go in for a hug. Go and get on in there. It's a bad loss. Yeah, hug him up. Just reach. Hug him up.
On the other side.
Go.
I can't.
Just-
I can't do it.
Help me, Lord. Help me get over this loss.
I can't breathe.
Hey, I can't breathe. I'm so upset. I can't breathe. Stop. You knock on wood so they go to heaven. It's like a lucky. Hey, get the stick.
Yeah.
Hey, do you the meat stick?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, just hold tight for a second. They're moving the casket. Just hold tight.
Yeah, that's no worries. I got it.
Oh, what an awesome day for a pump, dude.
Yeah, I gotta take it easy. Doc says if I exert myself, I will die.
You overexert yourself, you will die.
I'll tell you what. You finish the workout, all these could be yours. That looks good. A little bit of honey ham for the ham. Get after it, and that's your get after it, and that's your treat. Stay. Do the exercise, do the work, then you get the reward. That's how this works, man. You gotta give it max effort, maximum effort. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big hams. Make it work, those hams. Work 'em. Putting in the work. Yeah, baby. Yes. Dude, this is a spicy workout. Gotta make it worth it. Building the beef and bringing home the bacon, baby. I'm loving it. Teriyaki is just about within your reach. Come on, get you some. Come on. Ooh, ooh. Maximum effort. Maximum effort. You're there. You're almost there.
That's so worth it.
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days
Has a
ago.
dog been digging in here?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's something in there, dude. Just leave it.
Are you kidding me?
We'll just head to the house. Just leave it.
The hell with that.
Oh, yeah, there's something in there.
Want one?
Thank you.
It was worth it.
Oh, man, this is incredible.
Oh, wow.
Huh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Hey, man, grab me a meat stick. I think I can reach it if I just a little more. Just let me go a little. I can't. Just a little more. I almost got it.
Careful.
Oh, God. No, come on, just reach. Reach. Just grab my hand. Grab my hand.
Give me the meat stick. This other hand's closer. The one with the stick is... Oh. What am I supposed to say?
It doesn't matter. He's dead. He ain't listening to you anyway.
I'm hungry.
No. Put it away. I can't put it. Oh, crap. Just reach in. You gotta pull it. Just grab it. Just take it out of his hand. You just can't. What do you mean you can't?
Just won't let go.
What do you mean you won't let go? He's dead.
Help me. Get in there. No, just hold on.
Make him let go of it. No, I got you. Just go in for a hug. Go and get on in there. It's a bad loss. Yeah, hug him up. Just reach. Hug him up.
He's breathing. On the other side.
Go.
I can't.
Just-
I can't do it.
Help me, Lord. Help me get over this loss.
I can't breathe.
Hey, I can't breathe. I'm so upset. I can't breathe. Stop. You knock on wood so they go to heaven. It's like a lucky. Hey, get the stick.
Yeah.
Hey, did you get the meat stick?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, just hold tight for a second. They're moving the casket. Just hold tight.
Yeah, it's no worries. I got it.
Oh, what an awesome day for a pump, dude.
Yeah, I gotta take it easy. Doc says if I exert myself, I will die.
You overexert yourself, you will die.
I'll tell you what. You finish the workout, all these could be yours. That looks good. A little bit of honey ham for the ham. Get after it, and that's your get after it, and that's your treat. Stay. Do the exercise, do the work, then you get the reward. That's how this works, man. You gotta give it max effort, maximum effort. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big hams. Make it work, those hams. Work 'em. Putting in the work. Yeah, baby. Yes. This is a spicy workout. Make it worth it. Building the beef and bringing home the bacon, baby. I'm loving it. Teriyaki is just about within your reach. Come on, get you some. Come on. Ooh. Maximum effort. Maximum effort. You're there. You're almost there.
That's so worth it.
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days
Has a
ago.
dog been digging in here?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's something in there, dude. Just leave it.
you kidding me?
We'll just head to the house. Just leave it.
Hell with that.
Oh, yeah. There's something in there.
Want one?
Thank you.
It was worth it.
Oh man, this is incredible.
Oh, wow.
Huh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Hey man, grab me a meat stick. I think I can reach it if I just a little more. Just let me go a little. I can't. Just a little more. I almost got it. Careful! Oh God! No. Come on, just reach. Reach. Just grab my hand. I can't hold it. Grab my hand.
Give me the meat stick. This other hand's closer. The one with the stick is. Oh. What am I supposed to say?
It doesn't matter. He's dead. He ain't listening to you anyway.
I'm hungry.
No, not in front of you. Put it away. I can't watch it. Oh, crap. Just reach in. You gotta pull it. Just grab it. Just take it out of his hand. You just can't. What do you mean you can't?
He won't let go.
What do you mean he won't let go? He's dead.
Help me. Get in there. No, just hold on.
Good evening, everyone. It's an exciting night as we step into the NECC Valorant playoffs for week number 1. My name is Sam Talks. Joining me here is Zobi.
No, it's possible.
Zobi, wait, possible. You're looking a lot better, buddy.
Thank you.
Anyways.
There we go.
Anyways, Zobi, so good to see you. I just saw Plausible here. I don't know if you saw him on the way out or something. Listen, anyways, we got a good matchup for tonight, though. We have OC Eagles going up against none other than A&M Maroon. We got a powerhouse of a team, right, in the form of Tamu. OC Eagles been having a little bit of a rough season. Started off well, but kind of tapered off towards the end of their regular season. But they're here in the playoffs, Zobi. That's what matters.
Yeah, this is our first round of the upper quarter finals, best of 3. So let's go ahead and take a look at our teams that are competing. You know, you've seen them all season. CVAL champs haven't changed too much, right? Joba, KHS, Austy Frosty, Bing, Chilling, and Neber. And OC Eagles, Vader out, Pablo in, and then the rest is Germsy, Mini, Zen, and Shadow.
Nothing out of the ordinary here, right? Except for that one substitution, but not too much of a big deal. Hopefully for OC Eagles, they're going to be blasting at full firepower tonight because they're definitely going to need it against, like you mentioned, the current reigning CVAL champions with Texas A&M Maroon. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the maps, see where we're going to be heading, and just how exactly things have been shifting around with this new map pool. And unsurprisingly, Icebox being map number 1, the choice of the OC Eagles into Haven for Texas A&M, and ending it all on Split, Zobi.
Ooh, and I mean, I think these bans made a lot of sense, right? I think Lotus was a weaker map for Tamu. Like, there are very few map losses came from that. Pearl's one of stronger maps for Tamu, so OC Eagles going ahead and banning that out. Icebox has been a pick for them, but I'm curious to see what the composition is going to look like because Vader was usually playing Lorena. Now Reina's disabled right now. Away lays in, and, you know, Vader's now being subbed out for Pablo this week. Haven, I haven't seen a lot out of either of these teams, actually. I think Tamu was really wanting to pick Pearl. I think Joba tried picking it too. Little insider tidbit. So they're maybe just picking a safer bet here. And then Split has been like a consistent map for both of these teams kind of in the newer map pool.
Yeah. Speaking of which, though, you did mention it again as well, right? Reina's gone. Reina, fortunately, hit with a massive game-breaking bug, so she's out. Funnily enough, though, our newest agent that's been in the game for about 2 weeks now, Waylay, is in officially for NECC Valorant. So we may get a look at that agent. I doubt it, but it is a possibility, Zobi. I mean, we saw some looks of them from the VCTs this past week.
Yeah, I think if there are maps that we're gonna see them on, I could see an Icebox, I could see a Haven. I think Ascent's right the go-to for it right now. But I've seen it work on Icebox actually, right? Like just like the the yellow verticality, getting into nest, getting really aggressively out belt really quickly. It works really well for this aggressive kind of go get a first blood mentality. And if there's a team that I think would pick it up instead of the Reyna to complement the double duelist, it could be OC Eagles.
Could be. It's all a big matter of question marks over our heads what look they're going to go for, not having that Reyna. The Waylay abilities are fairly aggressive towards that. In case anyone doesn't know, it's kind of has that jet aesthetic with a little bit of chamber, a little bit of Yoru, and some a lot of different looks that goes about the agent, and a brand new I guess disable called Hinder. So a lot of different looks that this agent brings again to the table, and maybe hopefully we do get to see some of that tonight. But starting off on map number 1 of Icebox, we have had this back as well in the rotation for a couple of weeks now, and hopefully at this point teams are going to get that better idea. Tamu Maroon hasn't quite played it as much as OC Eagles since it's come back, since its return, where OC Eagles have been playing twice on it. Unfortunately for them, hasn't gone their way both times.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate, and that's, I think, the big storyline is OC Eagles had a really rough end of their group stage because they were stacked with the better teams towards the end of the season versus Tamu, they were kind of sprinkled throughout. And I think one of their hardest matchups was their only loss because they FF'd anyways, which would have been against the Indiana Hoosiers. So that's kind of where they lay. And Icebox, I agree. I think this is a good place to get things started for OC Eagles because they do have those reps. But, I mean, we were talking about this prior as well, right? When your best maps are banned out, or taken out of the rotation pool, like Bind was, that was like Tamu's go-to, right? They were the one that innovated the deadlock on this map for almost the entire scene, it felt like. And you gotta look towards the newer maps and maybe trying some new things out. So maybe they've just been concealing it, letting it cook for playoffs.
Letting it cook, letting us all see what has been in the laboratory from Tamu Maroon. I know we're all excited to see what this team is capable of and how they are able to shift things around. I mean, we could get that deadlock on Icebox. We could get, for all we know, a Vice out of the woodworks. There's been a lot of different looks that could happen for Icebox. Could also just go back to the tried true standard meta, and knowing what is safe for this map could be something that Tamu Maroon falls back on as well. You can just rely on the pure mechanics of those agents and your own raw aiming abilities as well on top of that.
And I do think one person that I know everybody here is looking forward to seeing that, especially if we do go back to the Icebox of old, would be a good old Killjoy with Joba, because this is something I love about Killjoy on this map, is they're not like a live by the side, die by the side Sentinel by any means. It's actually the Viper more so that is kind of your anchor towards B. Your Killjoy is this free roam master of mid, right? Catching any lurk players, and I think Joba's going to be really excel in that because they are such a aim heavy fragging player.
I think so. And you know what, Zobi, when you fragging your heart out, and you've been through a lot, right? You're here in playoffs now. You've been through the entire regular season. You might be a little hungry. You might be a little tired. So you may need to fuel your game with Winzel's Farm Snack Sticks. No mess, no distractions, just full of protein-packed flavor to keep you locked in. Whether you're grinding ranked or leading the squad, Winzel's keeps you powered up. Grab a stick, stay in the game, crush the competition. Winzel's Farm, fuel for gamers, flavor for champions. Now, Zobi, let's go ahead and take a look at Agent Select.
And are there going to be any surprises, any Waylay action? Drum roll, please. Jova on the Clove. Where's my Killjoy? Naber is taking it over here. And no double duelist. You talked about safety. Well, they're still going with the double. Sorry, they're going with the double duelist. No Reyna. It's Germsy on the Yoru to supplement their normal composition.
I like this too, though, right? Because Joba's playing Clove.
It's so sad.
Which is kind of like that Reyna fill-in, just a little bit. But Clove's also been hit with a massive nerf hammer, right? So, not taken out of the game, but it's difficult, I think, to play them more in the way that they used to, in sort of that duelist, pseudo-duelist, pseudo-controller capacity that we've gotten. But OC Eagles on the defense, OC Eagles on the attack, Texas A&M Maroon on the defense.
Nasty Frosty, I talked about how this map is played aggressive, get a kill, get out. That's what they were looking to do, but the tailwind goes awry, and Joba was left to pick up the pieces, but they're going to find a similar fate here.
Germsy making it look easy. Grabbing that quick double kill off the bat. Like you said, that tailwind not quite going where they're wanting. Meanwhile, OC Eagles still sneaking their way up towards that A site, and that is where we're seeing the power of the Yoru, right? Gate crash in through mid for safety, regroup back on site. Naber, intuition coming in clutch, and the footsteps as well on top of it. Gonna pop off the swarm grenades on the ground, but OC Eagles landing headshots like that. It's going to give over and a free sight.
Spike planted.
Yeah, when there's like two players pushing up B main and you have two kind of falling back on site, you expect them to follow up where they got the frag. So the rotation onto an empty site is great for now this 2v5. OC Eagles looking like they're going to be surefire landed for the pistol, and the Shadow is the one to lock it down with the flawless.
Phenomenal performance here from the OC Eagles to give us a flawless pistol round. The two duelists, Shadow and Germsy, giving us the performance that they need to continue throughout the rest of the series. They're going to be standing toe-to-toe with Texas A&M Maroon, but it's a phenomenal start and a phenomenal way to go about it. Shadow picking up the Outlaw, rest of the team. We've got Guardians, Bulldogs, Spectres, and a Sheriff, so a wide spread of weaponry on the field.
Ooh. I do like the Usty Frosty and the Marshall pickup, especially because it's behind the stack here on A. These players for OC Eagles do seem to be treading towards this domain lightly. Germsy is the one to open up with that double kill on the pistol round, with the Guardian hand looking to do a similar thing this round.
Sights stacked, though. How many players are here? I'll funnel into them. That Aussie Frosty Outlaw especially could start wreaking havoc on this OC Eagle squad if they're not ready for it. I don't know how you can be, except for maybe with a good usage of that. Unfortunately for Germsy, they were able to grab the one, but being chilling, hanging out in that corner, lands the headshot with the classic. And hopefully for the OC Eagles, able to grab that Guardian and prevent it from falling into the hands of A&M Maroon.
And I think that's why they have left the Killjoy. I mean, the players that are B are a fake, because we already see the Spike is kind of paired up here with Pablo. They've recovered the Guardian, and they're just going to get out of dodge. The players over towards B just terraforming the land off the toxic screen. Hopefully going to find Austy Frosty with this Marshall, so there isn't really a lurking threat.
Tamu, good control of the map, but how much more control do they have? The
no!
feet, the legs, seeing just enough, and Frosty survives the first salvo from the Outlaw. Quick cloudburst to protect them from the recon bolt. Prevent another shot off from going there. Dabber on the other side, just trying to run it down with a classic, but hey, that's where the Spectre's gonna come in handy. Big Chillin' putting in some mileage on that classic. Now it's down to the 2v3. Texas A&M Maroon feeling the pressure. OC Eagles gets the spike planted. Two players posted over towards yellow. One on B main. That's where the Bulldog shows us that it still has the bite to back up its bark. OC Eagles gets to the anti-ego.
Yeah, a decent save round for Texas A&M Maroon. You know, take a few players down. I think the snakebite was supposed to weaken the planting Sova so that we could see the initial kill instead of a 1-for-1 trade there, and that would have been a complete, I think, dynamic shift if they still had numbers there on that retake. I mean, two players pinged out by Austy Frosty, who did work with that Marshall, right? They're like, I'm not afraid of your Outlaw even if I don't have a shield. But now, I mean, we're gonna see the repercussions here likely in the buy, where Shadow's Outlaw can come even further, do even more damage.
Oh. Bing Chilling's gonna walk away with Pablo out of here. That's a good start here for Tamu. And then also with how far out they push from A, realizing that there's no signs of life there, it has to be ending on B, especially when the wall starts coming up, especially when you start hearing more of the utility being thrown around on the B site. I don't know. Did Frosty manage to see many?
Oh,
they
I
may
hope
have.
so.
If not, though, Bing Chillin's definitely going to. Unfortunately, it cost them their life.
Okay, just not quite sure if the opposing Sova has spotted them on the juggle, but this will be a deadly angle when the spike finally tries to get committed. There is a storm grenade to try and deny the initial execution as well. The difficulty here, though, is that aside from that, Texas A&M Maroon lost your Viper. The good thing is you have numbers here on this B site.
Numbers working out well for them. That Bulldog! It's unbelievable the impact that this weapon has continued to have. The weapons being given up by Tamu Maroon.
Gonna be
The OC Eagles are running away with it. Somehow, though, the shock dart is down to the shoulder of KHS. Both of the players low on HP. Enough of a shoulder is seen from the Sova to land the killing blow. But for Mini, you can't overplay your hand. You can't do anything too crazy here. Again, that Bulldog has to do everything. And you still have a snake bite to play off of the ping.
But it was
Second
nerfed.
KHS tries to do anything here. And had to play around that. Yet out goes the snake bite. KHS realizing where it's going to be coming from. And he's just a little too far out. The Clove protecting KHS through the smoke, through the veil. The OC Eagles, this is still a victory for them, right? Tam and Maroon gets through this, but it's Pyric at best.
Yeah, I mean, a bonus round where you take 4 rifles away from Tam and Maroon, where you crack their defense pretty wide open, even when they had 3 players on the B side ready when the spike was getting planted, right? Like, that shows how resilient, how prepared they are with minimal time to anchor a site once they take it, which is going to be really good on a map like Icebox. So, Tamu mentioned it, the damage done. Shown in the buy, some Bulldogs, some Guardians, no real full shields minus KHS, who did clutch out the last round and survive. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen here. Austy Frosty, looking like they want to go on the offensive.
Good way to go about doing it too, right? You leave one player behind as sort of this cavalcade, and then KHS goes crazy with a Hunter's Fury. But the only thing crazy happening here is Austy Frosty loses their life. The first bullet claimed. Joba seen by the recon bolt. And the Owl Drone needs to get the heck out of Dodge. There's no way that they can get out of here, especially not when you have the dimensional drift breathing down your neck. But playing with a little bit of fire, waiting to see if someone's going to come out a little quicker than the dimensional drift does. But with the way things are looking right now, as the spike's being planted, definitely not happening. Guys go for the swing, and you rely and play off of Joba.
They are still each player just finding their own kills. Worried about the lapse in mid control, the Killjoy's radius, but box the screen up. Spike not really planted because of this orb that's been stationed here. And they're just challenging through the close plant utility. The Karen the Wolf for Pablo playing off site. One way up. Swarm Grenade's exhausted. It's gonna have to come down to aim, and unfortunately Bing Chilling is good for the trade. Look at that, Nabber. Good Sport is even gonna hand over the ult torp so the Viper's Pit can come online.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? With how overwhelmed Joba felt like at times. The timing of their swings gave them so much value with that Guardian. It was kind of those do or die moments, and that's exactly what you need from your Clove. Then once they fall, you set up the one ways. Even before that happens, they were able to do that, and you're still able to play off of those smokes, where Being Chilling able to hold on to that Phantom from the previous round, or able to buy up at least this round, put that to great use here as we're looking at a tied scoreline 2-2.
And this is where things are going to get interesting. You used that Hunter's Fury out of the clutch from KHS early on.
Oh my gosh.
It's not going to be a tool now, so yeah, put up a Viper's Pit. Frosty, this, I like the punish onto the Lurking Mini. Unpunished minus KHS, low HP. Austy Frosty, waiting to see if that was the decay or just HP loss, and it was just decay. So yeah, that's a fair trade, I'd say. As well as Being Chilling, anchoring well here. It was a distraction. They actually stacked around the Viper's Pit, which I love this trap.
I'm not sure if Being Chilling fell, was able to hear anything, or if that was rather Yoru landing on top of
Yoru fall to make noise and then TPs out to make it seem like they're still there.
That's kind of crazy, but this is not leaving anything left unheard or undone. Meanwhile, Joba, right, they did it before in the previous round, just leave them on B by themselves. Tur's gonna pick up anyone walking through mid. Germsy, quick flash out. Ooh, get crushed over on the other side, so they kind of get to sneak by that. That's where this could be disastrous, but someone still picks us up, so now the jig is up anyways. It depends on how far Germsy can get through here, but it's Joba we're talking about, for goodness sake.
Yeah, I really thought we were going to see Germsy pick up the Bulldog before going for that TP play, but they leave it in their will for the Killjoy to Pablo. In the meantime, Wolf of America looking for this challenge of Being Chilling's Viper's Pit, and it's really not going to work out.
No, it's not. Kind of painful for what just happened with the OC Eagles. Now that Texas A&M Maroon is in the lead, that third round going in their direction. But man, right, so many, that one Viper's Nest was able to zone them out hard enough, and losing Shadow at the very beginning from Nabber really sent things into a tailspin that OC Eagles were never able to recover from. They were trying to find anything across the map, it just wasn't there.
All right. And I feel like we haven't really gotten to see a successful challenge for OC Eagles to dismantle this A main aggression from Texas A&M Maroon, which is, it's pretty good. But what's interesting to me is that Tevu makes it seem like they've like established control there, and then they completely disengage. And that strikes kind of enough fear, it feels like, for OC Eagles, where they're really late to re-clear it. So now that's what allows this confidence from Tamu to rotate over towards B, which is where the spike seems to be heading. I mean, it's interesting they have a duelist still over towards the A site. So this still feels like they could drop spike to the Yoru and suddenly they're into an A hit. And I wonder if that's the plan. Oh, that feels late though.
It does feel late. Look how long it's still taking them to get onto the site. And this is where Texas A&M Maroon shines. They can just leave one player behind to sound that calling card. And usually that one player is able to walk away with something. See how dogged KHS is on that approach? And the second they heard that flashbang, right? That Shadow, lucky to walk away with their head intact, but not much left of them to be said on that end. Still though, Germsy's able to fight back. Joba ulting back to life, getting all of the sightlines that they need, and they're even gonna stay alive long enough to get themselves the overheal and the revive. Joba is a menace, a monster of the battlefield, doing exactly what they need to get something accomplished here. Mini, enough ult orbs, enough ult points to bring the Viper's Pit online, but how much more can you be expecting off the back of that? Quick swing, they step out of their Viper's Pit, and Aussie Frosty flicks back over on the head of Mini, and finally puts the nail into the coffin with Pablo.
Again, I saw the vision, right? If they had just dropped the spike to Germsy, that hit would have come through a lot faster. You talked about KHS and how they're just not even playing for a kill, just playing for the info, and the chip damage onto Shadow was kind of a freebie. They get off, they play retake. Even with the Viper's Pit kind of chaotically being sprung, jerk of the knee from the heroics of Mini up in Nest, it just didn't work. There wasn't enough time to play out that 2v2 to get the spike down, so enemy clock for OC Eagles that round. We'll see if they can best it in another. Looks like they are going to speed things up for the Eco. Quick mid-split.
Oh, the Shadow. I'm getting scared for you there, buddy. The recon bolt. Doesn't really matter to get rid of it. They know where this jet is. Wait for the right angle, wait for the right timing. Jump down onto the ground below. Naver hears them here at kitchen with the turret pinging them out. You gotta be careful for the one more here. Not careful enough for Germsy.
Wow.
It's the double kill, but they recognize the third person hanging out behind them. No, they don't. Yeah, Big Chillin needs to take down two more players that's standing right in front of them, but 32 HP, a simple shot from the Sheriff. That's enough to get rid of them. KHS is over on the other side. The combo with the metal and the snake bite. Enough to send the venom coursing through their veins. Pablo down to the 1v2. It's still just a Sheriff, but the way OC Eagles have been popping off with them, it's within the realm of possibilities, Obi.
I mean, less than a minute left. There's plenty of time, I think, to work around, though, in a 1v2 clutch. Difficulty is Spike is past the Poison Cloud. So they kind of know where Pablo's going to swing from in this instance. Here we go, around the edge. It should be the double swing to secure it, but they don't line up. The jiggle for Joba keeps the round alive as Tamu Maroon, again, by the skin of their teeth, escape an eco. Bonus from OC Eagles, and all right. I gotta say, I was like questioning the Clove on this map a little bit. I mean, I like the double smokes, but I literally think it's just to supplement the nerfs to the Viper. That combo with the metal and the snake bite was lethal. I talked about how that snake bite doesn't even kill in a post-plant scenario when you're sticking the spike anymore. That was a gorgeous deny the spike plant.
Chef's kiss almost moment. Chef's kiss actual moment. The OC Eagles have 3 ultimates now, right? A Lockdown, a Hunter's Fury, and the Dimensional Drift. But now it's being answered in kind. KHS has something a little bit more to work with themselves, so that Hunter's Fury does get popped, rather Lockdown gets popped, the Hunter's Fury can answer it in kind. Didn't even mention the Aussie Frosty Operator. It's now in their hands. Not quite in the right position, but if OC Eagles rotates off of a site, Aussie Frosty's ready to go on that end, inside of tube through mid. But this is what I'm talking about, right? We're going to get the Dimensional Drift. We're going to get the Lockdown.
Respecting it?
KHS may not even really care about it too much to use the Hunter's Fury here. There we go. Now we're just calling out where the players are, and they're going to try and flashbang them out. So they're rolling all over the place. Germsy, idealistic, my friend, to try and play like that. And then you're going to re-fire and frag back the counter Hunter's Fury, and KHS ain't walking away without one.
And that's your smoke's gone. Look at the lurk that's now developing, the flank from Aussie Frosty as well. So the players are going to take their time, it feels like, from Tamu Maroon. You have the numbers. Joba's found another. Pablo inserting themselves deep into the throes of enemy lines, trying to make a difference, but can they finish the job off? 6 bullets left, and there it is. The cavalry arrives. Aussie Frosty from above. The blaze storms rain down, and Texas A&M secure their 6th.
Secure their 6th, and they got every single ultimate that OC Eagles had online. They got the Hunter's Fury, they got the Lockdown, and they got the Dimensional Drift. I gotta admit, right, Germsy was doing a phenomenal job at the beginning of the map, Zobi, but that felt like a little overzealous. You knew all of Tamu was there, and you gotta play for that kind of a maneuver.
I think Navarre was tucked away in kitchen, actually. So you expected two that were blinded when you're coming out of that ultimate. It was just chaos. You had to do what you could because you realized all those players were ready to flood back in on the retake. But I agree, a little bit of desperation there, but I like this play. No complications, just bum rush the site with 5, minus your Killjoy lurking. And talked about Aussie Frosty being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Last round, well, they were on B. Missed the opening shot, but the reposition is good. Killjoy utility really deep here. This feels slow for a eco round.
Does. And the problem is they keep pulling up the Viper wall. The second anything happens, right, it's already going to go down. The second they want to make their move. And now that you've lost OC Shadow 2, you at least know Bing Chillin's there, but Bing Chillin's there. They've gotten rid of your duelist. They have a Phantom in hand. This is enough to scare away OC Eagles, right? They may have the numbers advantage. What they don't have is the confidence to follow through with that.
The issue is Pablo didn't really find too many grounds with their A-side lurk. The reposition made was maybe just to punish any aggression, but A&M Maroon has kind of reeled themselves in to make sure they're not giving any weapons over. Again, they've been playing so heavy, leaning towards one side of the map and retake heavy towards the other. I'm surprised that OC Eagles hasn't really recognized that because they can walk onto A right now. And at this point, Job was also rotated back over, so that opportunity is starting to slip away. And Germsy, I mean, that was a ditch effort to open back up the B site, so it feels like these players are drawing themselves a little bit thin. Pablo could be a win con because I'm guessing OC Eagles will get the spike plant down here if Tamu respects it or Mini Y guarantees it. Okay, Chess, you have shocks. That is 1 HP.
Doesn't even really care about using it, right? Just play for the timing. Let them go ahead and get the spike planted, because what does it matter? At the end of the day, they get some of that money, but Texas A&M Maroon gets the round.
Again, old management figuring out who to give that orb to. Gonna go to the Killjoy for the lockdown. Gonna be a great retake tool because, like you mentioned, the Hunter's Fury was already taken offline 2 rounds prior. Aside from that, guaranteed lead here on your opponent's map pick. Graidos Eagles trying to pick into a map that Tamu had never played before, but again, this is a seasoned squad, and that is starting to show in how thorough this map's defensive side looks like. I mean, they haven't really been able to shut down anything necessarily that Tamu has been doing besides those 2 opening rounds, which is, again, expectation for Valorant. Beyond that, it goes to your team, the adjustments.
Other dicey part for OC Eagles is this round is kind of one of those pivotal moments. We got a peak of that economy and it's not looking good. If they can't at least walk away with a win here and as cleanly as they can, things are not going to look... It's going to be another eco round for them. That's not something this team does not want to have to try and experience again. These 2 smokes set up in towards the funnel of A main. Gonna stall them out so hard. Now we're gonna put down the recon ball, see where they are. Jova's gonna come back from the dead. May even try to swing back in for another fight. Somehow walks away with a 1 before being brought to the heel once more. Now OC Eagles, their wings have been clipped and a couple of fancy footwork from KHS and Amber. They're gone. With the 1v2 from Mini now in their hands. Try and weather this onslaught. But it's an Aussie Frosty operator. KHS alive that they have to try and do that against. Across the zip line, play against the timing. KHS can seal the deal every single time. Texas A&M Maroon keeps furthering that gulf.
And I thought if there was a player on OC Eagles right now that would be able to get that clutch through, it would be Mini. They've been good for these 2-3 pieces when they're kind of on an island surrounded without much support, so the clutch would have been right up their alley, but a missed timing. KHS good on the swing. Even with that kind of off position around 410. Well played, well executed. Now Tam and Maroon, I mean, 8-2. Should be another eco for OC Eagles. You got the Blade Storm maybe if you want to go for a hero play. You don't want to lose many more rounds than this. Oh, the operator.
And even though the Owl Drone saw Austin, they're not scared. They don't care. Even see the clone. Oh, but miss Germsy. That might be a silver lining moment for this squad. They're going to miss again. Unfortunately, blinded by the flash that came out. They're going to hang outside of their smoke with a shorty. Didn't quite survive that, but thankfully Bing Chillin's here. Holding down the fort, holding down B-side. Unstoppable with a 4K. Wow. Go back, pick up your fallen comrades, operator. And now we're looking at the final round of the half. But guess what? Texas A&M Maroon gets to work with, Zobi. A lockdown and a Viper's Pit.
Yeah, looking like they are dancing with double digits here before the half is up. And I mean, just looking back at that round, like, yes, there were some minute mistakes, like a teammate shooting the Yoru clone, forcing Aussie Frosty into their own cloud bursts. But again, the refrags, Bing Chilling, again, the true defender of the B site coming through. Showing that each player has their teammates' backs here. OC Eagles. Here we go. I talked about how they've yet to kind of challenge this A-side aggression. And even now, they kind of have the Jet Perma B. They just get the orb and get out so they can deny it for the OC Eagles.
Yeah, the other problem here too is that, right, you get rid of the turret. Now that pressure from flank is always going to be on OC Eagles' mind. But the pressure in front of you is actually named Joba. 2 kills before OC Eagles are even able to think of planting the spike down. May even be going for a third one. Overhealed, but does not have the speed advantage on their side. Now we're layering in the lockdown versus the Hunter's Fury, but Bing Chilling's gonna put down the Viper's Pit to deny them vision. May not even need it, because Nabber just got a double kill. Now poor Zins by themselves, but take it down from range, of all things, by the shorty. Texas A&M Maroon, oh, and a little, hey, Zoe, hey, you know what, a little team kill.
They don't need the flawless. They got the double digits. They got the 10-2.
That's what matters, right? A little team kill to spring in the double digits.
I mean, you got the helicopter shorty kill. That was like due diligence. They're like, how dare you do that to them, right? But I think that was the best adaptation I'd seen from OC Eagles, right? They recognize, okay, A side's kind of weak. If we can take deep space, that's what we want to do. It really was just the Hunter's Fury that was denying the spike plant that kind of stole that space back from them. And then also they were trying to simultaneously respect the lockdown while challenge the Viper's Pit. It was just, again, the ultimates coming in clutch for Texas A&M Maroon in order to counter that to dispel the retake. And also just Joba, who from spawn screens off the Hunter's Fury. Like, all right, Joba's an aimer no matter what agent they are on, no matter what role they're fulfilling. And this pistol, a must win for OC Eagles.
They did it this round before. On the defense, though, things could be so much more dicey. Hopefully, Shadow's feeling dicey with the Sheriff. Hearing a lot of noise coming in their direction. Germsy's going to regroup with the squad. Quick gate crash over. Try and bolster those numbers, especially the ones that are coming at their doorstep. Viper snake bite. See it sailing from across the skylines. Ooh. But this time, Aussie Frosty's going to stand toe-to-toe with their mirror and come out the other side the victor. Unfortunately, same can't be said for the rest of the squad. That's the double kill for the OC Eagles players. Fortunately, Nabber caught out mid. Aussie Frost is going to have to start pulling in some massive weight. The good news is Nabber may have fallen, but they are low on health and KHS to take down Zin. Aussie Frosty, last remaining player for A&M Maroon. Pablo barely has any HP to work with, so if they can get rid of this KJ, would have been good. But Pablo's got the aim on their side and a headshot. Clear OC Eagles through the second pistol round.
Yeah, the pistol pariahs are in the lobby 2 for 2, but that's 2 out of 3 rounds that you won, OC Eagles. So we're going to be looking towards how strong the second round buy is, how likely a third round conversion is going to look for this squad, because, I mean, that was starting to go well, and it was just the rotations. You mentioned, again, the gate crash from Germsy that kind of propped up that site. So knowing that you have to rely on those quick rotations for OC Eagles to shut down a site exit instead of giving up that space and playing a retake here is going to be something to look forward to. The buy-up, no rifles, actually. Just the Outlaw, your standard Guardian, Bulldog. Interesting to see. They're playing kind of respectfully towards A&M Maroon, not looking for that comeback arc from the buy and dominance and near flawless kind of second round, but we'll see what the openers look like.
Oh. That's a little bit of a sign of what one kind of opener could look like. You have the recon bolt over your head. Oh, come on, Zin. No one's gonna help you out there, buddy. Now your position's kind of been revealed out. You do have that Spectre, so hopefully you're gonna get something. But the wall comes up at almost the wrong time, and Zin's gotta get out of there. Joba's running them down. That's crazy. And Aussie Frosty's still alive. The Sheriff, not too much longer, thankful for the efforts of Zin, but numbers are looking kind of scary across the board for OC Eagles. Same kind of for A&M Maroon, but their health starts coming back up. Joba's gonna get the spike planted.
Ooh. Spike down on a second round. is a plus no matter how you spin it. Low HP, you let Pablo take the reins because they had the HP. 3 kills off the Sheriff. They keep it clean despite the rocky start. OC Eagles, 4th. And, I mean, I thought for a second there, much like the previous round, that toxic screen was going to work against them, right? It started robbing Zen of kills. It kind of allowed that elevated off angle for Frosty, but as the players funnel in backside, it ends up working out to a T. So, see what the buy-up looks like. Pablo, I'm surprised doesn't pick up a Vandal or a Phantom in this situation. That's typically what you expected of your Sentinels who went for a pistol on the second round, but aside from that, the full buy-up here, this is where Tamu says, okay guys, we're getting back to business, back to not dropping any actual important or reflective rounds, and we'll see if that's what it looks like as they actually try to go towards the B side of the map from the rip. First time.
OC Eagles moment to impress for Icebox. They can take this bonus round. It should hopefully set the ship back on the path that it needs to go. Not the worst time in the world if they can't make it, but I guess Texas A&M Maroon only 2 rounds they need to win to take map number 1 of Icebox, and those are the kind of margins that you absolutely do not want against a team like Texas A&M Maroon. But with the entire squad breathing down your neck, you get rid of one of the recon bolts. The Aussie Frosty starts flying in. The swarm grenade comboed with a snake bite stops him from going any further in that direction. But once one disappears, a player has fallen. Minnie's gone. Germsy lands a double shot off the back of that outlaw. There's still so many players left alive for Texas A&M Maroon. Thankfully, Shadow ends the double kill. May be able to get another one through the wall. King Chillin's gone. Nabbers by themselves. 1v2 has the better weaponry now to the 1v1. Germsy ends one shot with the outlaw. That may be all they need. 10 HP that's left for Nabber. Clean shot from the Sheriff. This is also a clean shot from Nabber. No weapons really on the side that Germsy can use. And they're just playing around. They're playing with fire. They're playing with time. They may actually be doing so. This may be crazy. Maybe I don't. Okay, I thought they were going over to kitchen. They just wanted to check, make sure.
I thought they were too.
Oh, the timing of the sentry happening right now. Both of these players all over the place. They don't know. Germsy didn't know if Nabber picked up the spike and went all the way to A.
10 seconds left.
Oh, you're gonna secure yourself a safe plant. No gate crash to work with here for Germsy. Ooh, in the nick of time. Now you have to worry about where Germsy's coming from. The turret should be good for the clearance. Maybe some chip damage as well off of Germsy in this situation. Oh, here it is. Confirmation. But all it takes is one.
The smoke from Joba, the king of the hour. This gives Nabber a chance to reload too. In comes the... Oh, the alarm bot didn't do enough to stop Germsy. Enough HP. Nabber had to do it all off the back of 10 HP. Near impossible odds. And the OC Eagles have done it. They've rescued their bonus round.
And, I mean, I think that round speaks for what we saw in the first half. Like, yes, it was a streak of 10 in a row, but a lot of those were so close. Even that third round, right? I think it was a clutch from KHS, wasn't it? That kind of kept them afloat. So, you can see, again, a bumpy economy here for Texas A&M Maroon. Again, they feel like they're so close. Just a few more rounds if they can scrape the bottom of the barrel here. It's another force coming up. Germsy recognizes it. 2 light shields. Going to be looking towards Aussie Frosty and Nabber that they can hopefully scoop up here on the A exec. Let's see.
Alright, Aussie Frosty. We're in nest with Germsy. That outlaw back in hand knows they can really eke by some of the lighter buys that Tamu has to cobble together just to get some of this firepower to go. Oh, but Aussie Frosty jiggles the outlaw of all things. And what should have been a pickoff or a kill here, Germsy's going to be the one scraping by with 5 HP. Shadow needs to back away from the site, landing over on top of the high ground. Aussie Frosty's not going to get away with anything here. These duelists, though, at death's door.
We've seen the Guardians get some mileage from both Joba, Shadow last round. Can they do it again? Backside, little bonking. Never hurt anybody in the head. But that shot from Pablo is gonna do some damage. KHS above. Toxic screen. The shock dart would be lethal at this point.
Nice. All right, being chillin'. Alone in a 1v4. Again, though, they barely have any HP, but that's where you put your big HP. No! Zin got off the spike! This forces Pablo to run in! And thankfully, they're there for it. But that was playing with fire almost over. That could have gone disastrously.
Wow. My jaw was dropped waiting to see what was gonna happen there. I mean, Texas A&M Maroon given plenty of time to set up. They had even the deep alarm bot. And, whew, Pablo, you know, stepping in for Vader here. The first round of playoffs, definitely putting in the work. Clutches left, right, and center. We saw the Sheriff 2-piece on the end of the last half. Saw the clutch out there when Zen struggling with time. All right. This should be an eco round for A&M Maroon. Should be another surefire shoe-in for OC Eagles. And look at this. The power of friendship. 3 players.
Yeah.
Looking just to deny any funny business. There it is.
Funny business denied. A hurricane taken off the board. More Blade Storm to worry about. But Joba's still eking ahead. They're still walking up. They're still putting in the moves. That the Viper Wall 2 may actually play to their favor. Need to play around that a little more, but with KHS taking down the clone, it's still going to give some idea for the OC Eagles that advanced recon party is still up here and out that far. And especially with the recon bolt detecting Joba, it's going to catch him out even more. Germsy's going to be forced to gate crash away through that snake bite, but the dimensional drift is going to push them back in. Oh, I thought Joba somehow managed to sneak by that. KHS is going to get the double kill before being brought to heel by Mini and Wide. This is where Texas A&M Maroon is really starting to abuse the timer.
Oh. 45 seconds. Joba forced the Guardian for the 3rd round in a row. Oh. There, again, you talked about this duelist mentality that they have as a Clove. Well, definitely looking to spin it in that direction here.
That's smart.
I mean, there's 30 seconds left. Are they gonna fake a rotate here? Joba's gonna get detained at this rate. It's close. They're good.
Close. Oh! Nabber catches Mini and Wide as a lockdown dissipating.
Timing.
Pablo waiting, seeing over on the other end, but Nabber didn't have their weapon out! It may have caused them the round here. There's no chance, it feels like, for Joba to do anything. Pablo's triple kill. It's gonna make things look clean for the OC Eagles because 3 kills and only 3 more rounds to go to tie up Icebox.
Always Pablo right now, the final raid boss. Just used the lockdown. Quickly recharging 3 ult orbs off that clutch. I mean, 3 rounds. This was a 10-2 half. And it feels like it's been a flawless streak now. I mean, like we talked about, it was near flawless minus the pistol and the follow from Tamu. Well, how about all of them? 5 for 5 right now. Again, this fragmented, but I want to see a solidified save out of Tamu because we have yet to see that.
I think they're just having too much fun knowing that how many rounds they had ahead of OC Eagles. Why not? We'll just keep throwing money at the wall until something sticks. That's crazy, though. Mini barely makes a shoulder peek. Aussie sees that, flicks back over, tries to take their shot, but Mini's not leaving anything to chance. And they know that at least one player from Texas A&M Maroon is packing that Vandal.
Yeah, Tamu definitely feel like they've lost steam. Lost some of that ego confidence of a 10-2 half. Right? They had these plans set in motion. Nobody quite pushed up except for Joba. Opening up the B site, right? That's Pablo. That's no spike plant denial, right? With how far off site Mini is, like maybe a snake bite could come through, but the hit here is everything, and the snake bite misses.
Snake bite misses. It's gonna go up. Spike's gonna go down. A lot of players all surrounding the insides of this map. And this may be one of the reasons why we're seeing that, right? The investments of the Viper's Pit, the investment of the lockdown. Maybe just even trying to get the Hunter's Fury out. Fortunately, Joba's going to get caught from Mini and Widen with being chilling gone, the Viper's Pit to go with it. And even though Joba may have done some impressive work here, it's going to be the rest of Texas A&M Maroon to do their due diligence. Spike's going to be pinged. Zin's going to try. Zin's just holding it. Right, they're playing off the Hunter's Fury. They may have been able to get to the half. It doesn't matter. KHS is tracking his next level. The prediction next level. Texas A&M Maroon finally gets around on the attack.
And I mean, at this point, like by default, I have to point out it took 3 ultimates to get that round. But when you had a 10-2 half, I mean, at this point, you might be able to wait until you get more ultimates online and still walk away with this map. But it's still going to be a fine line. It would be a very narrow finish if that's what it takes for you to win a round. So beyond the ultimates, I'm hoping that A&M Maroon will have some more takeaways from that about, okay, what works beyond post-plan ultimates. And I think it was that slow B take, right? With the split presence of, okay, I'll player A main, I'll player mid. You drew the attention away. And that's what Aussie Frosty is, again, doing here towards mid.
Oh, Shadow making too much noise. Laying all of the cards on the table before even knowing what your opponent is doing. That's Nabber cleaning them up with a headshot. Now another Aldron's gonna go over the top. Good news here though is Aussie Frosties not quite at the full HP, the full strength they could be. OC Eagles may be able to abuse that, but maybes are not really going to work out too well for them. Zen by themselves on the site, sees the swarm grenade go in, smoke start going up, Bale starting to cover where it needs to go. Spike planted down now on the ground. Germsy, the headshot on Joba, may be able to keep that going even further, but Aussie Frosty doesn't matter how much health they have as long as they're alive. They're getting something.
If you whiff, doesn't matter, as long as you get the kill. And that's what Aussie Frosty did. Bing chilling, getting the timing past the turret as it gets deployed here. See if this corner gets cleared or if Aussie Frosty has the timing. There it is. Snake bite out. Pablo, again, we talked about you are the deliverer for your team, but that was a rough situation no matter how you spun it. The 1v2 goes south. A&M Maroon, map point.
Ooh. Took a couple more rounds from the OC Eagles, I assume, for Texas A&M Maroon to get where they wanted to go, but eventually they do end up there. It's 12-7 right now, but from what we saw from the OC Eagles, we know that they can do it, Zobi. We know that they can string those rounds together. And if they could just do another 5 in a row, right, we're looking at overtime. That's just what they had to make happen. Unfortunately, this bye is not giving the confidence towards that.
No. I mean, remember the judge, I could see you working, cooking. But Aussie Frosty, I think they figured out what the turret layout looks like. That's what this default has quickly evolved into, is early impact. Spread the players thin. Especially when there's a Viper's Pit in the mix, right? So you can relegate more players away from that position here. I kind of like the idea of Hammer to maybe challenge into this. Is it an alarm bot in the Viper's Pit?
That's kind of crazy. Right. You can't move anywhere. Germs is going to have to be the kind of one to activate that. Yeah. Keep their Viper safe. Keep them anything crazy from happening here. And OC Eagles, that Viper's Pit, right, good enough to stall out the push from Texas A&M, even scare them enough to get them away from here, and the recon bolt layered inside of mid. Now they know that Texas A&M Maroon, at least some players are going in this direction with Poison Orb coming up. Hopefully even more off the back of that. Recon bolt, nothing here. The chart's going to come back into play. Pablo on the high ground, hearing all the footsteps, but the numbers far too much for them to overcome. Over towards yellow. OC Shadow left by themselves, but Aussie Frosty's going to trade down their fallen comrade. Joba hiding out inside a kitchen, deposited in here. Zen's going to do a quick shoulder peek. Metal left behind to protect themselves from that. Now to play inside their smoke, running in, but that's where the weaker buy is going to start working against them. Down to the 2v4, spike planted. Last chance to make something happen here. Mini is going to claim the life of KHS, but at what cost? It's 11 HP, and Germsy only has the sheriff and the judge to do something, anything here. Now with Aussie Frosty getting rid of them, it's almost a coordinated conservative effort from Texas A&M Maroon. 13-7. Icebox is theirs.
Yeah, honor saved for OC Eagles, but the map win cannot be said. Their pick goes the way of A&M Maroon, a 7-13 loss. So Haven said it's gonna have to do the bounce back. I said this also wasn't a map though that was played a lot by either of these two teams, so great territory for that. But before we cross that bridge, get to Haven, Icebox. Whew, both these teams know they got something to work on a little bit for the attack side. The defense was so strong for both of these squads. I mean, like, looking at the stats, right? I mean, we knew Pablo was going to deliver. Bing Chilling taking the cake as well. I think that we talked about that, like, 4-piece. We talked about, again, mastery over the defense. It really did come down to these two players.
No, it absolutely did. And again, leading into that conversation where Viper's kind of that pseudo sentinel role, really able to lock down sites, really able to stall out pushes for a very long time. We're getting that flavor from Bing Chilling, and of course Pablo putting in a heavyweight lifting performance of their own for the OC Eagles. 19-14 is nothing to sneeze at, and also for the OC Eagles, right? We talked about that 10-2 half. To bring it to that 13-7 is nothing short of spectacular, I think, especially against a team like Texas A&M Maroon. I mean, Zoe, these are the reigning CVAL champs, for goodness sake.
Yeah, no, it shows again resiliency. I mean, this is a team that again has gone up, has put up some numbers against teams like Northwood, like Bigger Swarm in their groups. Now coming in, I think that's a good look, especially because we said they've lost their last 2 matches. So being able to have that confidence, yes, you've gotten your map pick taken away, and there's also a lowers, so I believe. So like you're not necessarily out if you lose this matchup either. That's all they're looking for. And also reintegrating Pablo, who's looking great into this squad too, is going to take some time. So Haven, Up next, only been played like twice, I think, by both of these teams. It's always been pretty good for Tamu. Both wins, pretty dominant too. 13, a 13-7, 13-5. There's one loss though that screams for me in the early season for most Eagles. That was 4-13 to Concordia St. Blues. So maybe a targeted weakness from Tamu last minute when they realized they couldn't pick into Pearl. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But we're going to find all of that out and more, Zobi, when we come back from this break. But don't go anywhere, because this could be a A&M Maroon victory on Haven, or we could be looking at map number 3 of Split.
Make him let go of it. No, I got you. Just go in for a hug. Go and get on in there. It's a bad loss. Yeah, hug him up. Just reach, hug him up. On the other side. Go.
I can't do it.
Help me, Lord. Help me get over this loss.
I can't breathe.
Hey, I can't breathe. I'm so upset. I can't breathe. Stop. You knock on wood so they go to heaven. It's like a lucky. Hey, get the stick.
Yeah,
Hey, do you the meat stick?
yeah, I got it.
Hey, just hold tight for a second. They're moving the casket. Just hold tight.
Yeah, that's no worries. I got it.
Oh, what an awesome day for a pump, dude.
Hey, I gotta take it easy. Doc says if I exert myself, I will die.
You overexert yourself, you will die.
I'll tell you what. You finish the workout, all these could be yours. That looks good. A little bit of honey ham for the ham. Get after it, and that's your get after it, and that's your treat. Stay. Do the exercise, do the work, then you get the reward. That's how this works, man. You gotta give it max effort, maximum effort. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big hams. Make it work, those hams. Work 'em. Putting in the work. Yeah, baby. Yes. Dude, this is a spicy workout. Gotta make it worth it. Building the beef and bringing home the bacon, baby. I'm loving it. Teriyaki is just about within your reach. Come on, get you some. Come on. Ooh, ooh. Maximum effort. Maximum effort. You're there. You're almost there.
That's so worth it.
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days ago.
Dog been digging in here?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's something in there, dude. Just leave it.
Are you kidding me?
We'll just head to us. Just leave it.
Hell with that.
Well, we got a more contentious icebox than what we were expecting after the end of the first half, but it still goes to Texas A&M Maroon 13-7, Zobi. But now we set our sights onto the map of Haven, which before we went to the break, you were discussing that we've only seen this map twice from both of these teams.
Yeah. And it's been, like I said, stable for Tamu a little bit here and there for the side of OC Eagles. But that was, again, not Pablo in the mix. Germsy was on Duelist now on Icebox versus they were on Sentinel before. So, again, there's so many changes. And also, both these teams were running relatively old meta-style compositions. And now, we look at, like, VCT, we look at, Challengers, and it's a lot of ISO, Yoru, it's a lot of Tejo, and so I'm curious if we're going to see those changes implemented, or if they are going to stick to their guns, stick to what they know. I mean, this was like round 5, round 4, the last time they played these, so it's been quite a bit. Like, it's, giving you about a month and a half to work with to figure out if you want to implement new compositions for these maps.
Yeah, hopefully they haven't. They've been doing their homework, right? They've been studying, these college students after all, so they know what that's all about. Waylay may also introduce some interesting factors, doubtful again, right? But I can always hold out hope here, Zobi, that we may get a crazy pick like that from one of our teams. But yeah, like you said, we're looking at some of those older style compositions. It's been that long time, especially when you consider that Tejo's now in the game, especially when you consider now that Waylay's now in the game, and even more so when you consider how some of the changes have been impacting these agents, and maybe with some of the roster changes that we're seeing going into the playoffs, how it's going to impact things, right? I mean, looking at the OC Eagles before the last time we saw them on Haven a while ago now, they were running a solo Yoru duelist.
Yeah, that was with Vader as well, right? So switching things up here a little bit, I've tossed around the idea of, okay, another double duelist composition. Are we going to see the ISO Yoru, the Jet Yoru here again? And I mean, that's then compared to for Tamu Maroon, right? Where hopefully, I jinxed myself on the Icebox Sentinel for Joba. They should be on the Cypher, question mark. Naber typically goes to Breach, but then again, we're maybe seeing, okay, KHS or Naber, is one of them going to go Tejo? And how does that affect the rest of the players and where their roles shift? And aside from that, I mean, Pablo, last time he subbed as well on Haven was playing an Omen, so Pablo is also a versatile player, so if they don't want to run the double duelist, then that's an option. There's so much that can work here for both of these teams, and again, it's just a question of, do you stick to what you know, old meta, do you switch to the new, and how can your flexible players, your flex players, help you in that quest?
So many questions, Obi, so many ideas floating in the air, but there's one good idea that I think everyone should look into, Zobi, and that's taking a look at one of our amazing sponsors, Winzell's Farm Snack Sticks. Fuel your game with Winzell's Farm Snack Sticks. No mess, no distractions, just bold, protein-packed flavor to keep you locked in. Whether you're grinding ranked or leading the squad, Winzell's keeps you powered up. Grab a stick, stay in the game, crush the competition. Winzell's Farm, fuel for gamers, flavor for champions. Zobi, I mean, hey, right? The protein keeps you powered. So does Agent Select. That gives us life seeing what we're going to be having for our map.
Wow, look at that.
Okay.
I talked about new versus old. It's just going to be old, and safe as well out of OC Eagles. I'm a little nervous that they're, again, maybe trying to beat Tamo at their own game here when they've stuck to it despite the Waylay, despite the Tejo release. But it'll be nice to see each of them maybe in their strong suits, in their zone. I talked about Pablo, how they have filled in on the Omen, so they're going to get Germsy back on their comfort pick. Maybe, again, a reason why they sometimes were over-aggressing on the Yoru, other times, you know, lurking too heavy, so they weren't maybe confident in that role as much as the Cypher. And they were aiming, so we do know that from the Sheriff clips. So I think this is going to go well for them in these roles as well.
All right. OC Eagles starting off on the defensive Haven. Texas A&M Maroon are attackers. One map separating Tamu from victory of the series. OC Eagles looking to bring us to map number 3, but it all starts on this first pistol round, which OC Eagles, Icebox, perfect record so far. Texas A&M Maroon may be looking to upset things here, and upsetting they are. I mean, they are just rushing onto the seaside in through Garage. And the OC Eagles left wondering what's happening and playing for the retake.
Yeah, I mean, you gamble your Cypher on A. It's kind of the, like, mutual handshake agreement of, okay, hit A on pistol, but go with C. Circumvent all the Cypher utility that wasn't there to begin with. And you're left with a 5-1-5 retake. You gotta worry about deep, developed lurk players going through B grass, going through Garage. That's exactly what Job was in position for. So when the actual Barade comes through, who's gonna come out of the dog pile on top? Oh.
Joba's gonna come out of that dog pile on top, though. Maybe having to find another one inside a Garage. Well, walks away, but they're just distracting Pablo at this point, right? The spike is ticking away at their feet, and while they're fighting Joba in grass, they have to come back over onto the site where the spike is pretty much out of contention to do anything here. Just playing for the kills, we'll give you whatever you can, but KHS will land that headshot. Texas A&M Maroon interrupting perfection and stopping the pistol.
Finally, pistol on the board. And I'm sorry, the fight between Germsy and Joba just shows, like, the mind meld of the Sentinels. Like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're up to. And ultimately, the gun battle going south for Germsy. Not a great way to start. Pablo still delivering, having to be placed in those clutch situations. Finds one, but that's all. It was difficult, to say the least. It's a pistol. You don't have maximum utility to retake a site in that fashion to win out of 5v5 that, I'm not gonna lie, Texas A&M Maroon had so much time to set up in. Ooh, and this is rough too. Eco, you're trying to get aggressive and stunned out of it.
Yep. Mini tucked in the corner.
Ooh.
And now Aussie Frosty's just gonna casually walk on the site, get a clean triple kill.
They're still going.
Yeah, they're still going. They're reloading. They have barely any HP. That's going to be Pablo taking them down. Nice new upgrade of a Spectre, but you're going to be staring down the barrel of a Guardian, staring down the barrel of a lot of superior firepower. And a Sheriff and a Spectre, you're going to have to make a lot work with that.
Oh. Look at how low HP KHS is. Sneezed on him, he's gone. Bing Chilling also not at full spirits here. So, again, Texas A&M Maroon Your duelists, yeah, Aussie Frosty can get ahead of themselves. They can go for a Stark challenge. The rest of you want to keep this as strong as possible. So I like being chilling, going for the disengage here. You know they're going to try to die to Spike or do damage, and damage has been done. This round is suddenly winnable. Nabber with the Sheriff in hand. Talked about KHS being 1 HP, 6 HP for Pablo to meet it there, and barely. Not enough time. Just sub 2 seconds. KHS knew it. Got out of dodge.
Yeah, got out of dodge, but again, right, you're looking at these rounds, the anti-ecos, and that's exactly what OC Eagles wanted going into the bonus round of Texas A&M. You basically got rid of almost the entire squad, and now, I mean, they're still actually cobbling together some pretty impressive buys here, Zoe. I mean, Aussie Frosty's got the Vandal, KHS still has the Guardian from the previous round, and Joba's got a Phantom.
Yeah, the Spectre's here too. We saw the speed on the pistol round, the take towards C. Was maybe expecting some sort of B shenanigans here, but oh, maybe they are gonna deliver, which concerns me. Look at the little crossfire, right? Pablo, Mini, you send out a stun, you send out a paranoia, and suddenly things get dicey.
Oh, the
it's a meat
Cloudburst
grinder.
kept Pablo safe from the recon bolts. And they get away with the Aussie Frosty. They may have been traded out, but that's not gonna be good for Texas A&M, right? They still OC Eagles having all the weaponry on hand, and Joba, the one with the Phantom, swings for the fences and misses. All falling apart. KHS with just that Guardian to their name, blinded fully. Shock Dart to try and stall things out, but this is where OC Eagles are playing it smart. This is where OC Eagles are playing their numbers. This is where KHS is just not ready for what's coming in their direction, but now they're abusing wallbangs. They're abusing everything they possibly can. Let's go in for the wide swing. Shadow is a quick readjustment of the aim. The OC Eagles stops the bonus.
Yeah, from meat grinder to literal slaughterhouse line. Like the players swinging one by one, and the 3 that you should have known from comms were there after the first died. I mean, that was brutal. And it felt prepared for from OC Eagles. Expected from a half-buy situation on Texas A&M Maroon side. Even with all that, though, the shenanigans, Aussie Frosty, the reason why they were diving in was they wanted the Blade Storm, and they're going to get it. One off. Going for the safe Sea Orb here to make it a complete buy. Texas A&M Maroon could be looking at another round here, at least from a buy's perspective. Early aggression C, so Jarmsy calms in the recruits. The players from B rotate over. Jet rotates over. Oh, this trip's so dicey.
And Aussie Frosty knows, too, that someone is in the background with Judge. You got to be so careful about those kinds of odds. The trap wire has been triggered. Now it's just back away from the C site, right? And the OC Eagles, they're all there. And Texas A&M Maroon are going to get away with this scot-free. And with a pick off on one player.
And because you're Sova, because Zen is droning, they're going to be the late to the A site as well. No matter how quick the rotate is for a defense side spawn. There it is. Aussie Frosty, I like that they did get out of dodge, right? We talked about how they needed the Blaze Storm, well, since lost it. With the weapons the rest of the team has. Nice crossfire, set up plenty of time to situate themselves in this post plant. That's probably the only thing that could disrupt things. Whew, a little early.
Just a tad bit early, but maybe enough to stall things out for the moment. Yoba's the one on flank watch duty, but once they realize everyone's here, numbers have been accounted for, they can play around each other. But it's still the numbers, and time's starting to tick away, Zobi. OC Eagles taking a phenomenal amount of time to actually push back into the site. But once they do, Zin's gonna claim the life of KHS, and now things are looking so dicey for both sides. But Navar's the one holding down the fort on the site itself. Once Mini pops into the smoke, Joba's gonna pop their head. Texas A&M Maroon.
I mean, minus the meat grinder on the B side, and even an argument made there, it feels like Texas A&M Maroon has been in control of the pacing, and that's what you want on an attack half. I mean, the speed of the execs from the pistol round, to then the rotation in the last. It looks like we may be seeing OC Eagles have enough of it. Looking like they're getting ready for like a paranoia out grass, maybe your jet going for expedition. It's an eco round as well. So I'm curious to see how Texas A&M is going to play around that, especially with a Rolling Thunder in the mix.
Okay. Alright, Zin. I don't know how much of detected you were, but by yourself on A side, the rest of the squad swarming in through mid, but seen by the cams. Joba doing it at the right time. Especially off the back of that. Rolling Thunder is going to go through, but really no one here to stop from that. Instead, just a zoning tool to push them out. Spike planted by Naber. Again, we're seeing a complete takeover by Texas A&M Maroon. Germsy, that's a scary position though, my friend. Once that smoke dissipates, right, you're looking at what's possible. It's just a classic to your name or whatever weapon they were holding. The second the cage goes up again, you saw the turrets.
All right. Talk about disruption to the retake. A, already a difficult site. Now you don't have weapons. Now you have a Jillich posted up in CT. Somehow Zen gets out off the utility cacophony, but it doesn't even matter. It's a graveyard in CT. Look at all the players there. 4 dying. Ooh. And it's 4-1. I mean, that's the best you could hope for as an attempt like that, right? Having numbers, right place, right time, and just hoping the sheriff shots align. But now, with a bye, with 4 ults to work with, this would be a good rebound opportunity for OC Eagles. If not, it's going to be a similar streak of dominance to what we saw over on Icebox.
Oof. Imagine being KHS too, right? You're looking in one direction, meanwhile, you're just being blasted by Sin in the back with a classic, but ignoring it completely. And now knowing that the lighter buy is here, not lighter necessarily, but somewhat weaker, they're just going to abuse that fact. They're going to rush on the side. There's no cyber utility to stop them, nor is there any players to go along with that. And Shadow's trying to see if anyone is left behind on the lurk, but there's no one here. It's all of the players on C.
Ooh. Here we go. I like the change in retake strategy. I thought the Jet was going to commit to the flank, but now they know that there's a plethora of players playing off site, which I think this is smart as well. They recognize, okay, the ult potential here for OC Eagles. Oh, Shadow! 3 kills, and now the Hunter's Fury! They're on for the ace, it's stolen away! And Naber, I mean, at least survived, but Pablo sticking it through, probably smoked off, yeah. Firing Squad and OC Eagles, not letting time become their enemy. Master it. And honestly, that round felt like Texas A&M Maroon lost it because they gave too much respect to OC Eagles and what they were going to cook up.
Yeah, and really it just came down to Shadow landing the hits with the Blade Storm. Phenomenal performance from them. Like you said, they were working towards that ace, denied at the final moments, but not denied the impact that they had on that round. For the OC Eagles, though, they kind of had to work a little bit harder to make sure that it doesn't rely on one player alone to win these rounds, but good adaptation, good adjustment of strategies to get these working for them.
Ooh, Shadow. This time, they've learned their lesson, know how to play around this initial utility from Tamu. The reflash, the second wave, they can outweather minus Zen. A 2-for-1 special makes it a 3-on-3.
Yeah, that's right. And the second KHS tries to pop out for another. Minion Y is going to meet them. A quick Vandal headshot, being chilling, trying to blind them out with the paranoia, instead playing inside of their smoke. Quick TP, but it may just be to disrupt and stop the flow for OC Eagles. They're in that mind state of victory.
All right. No Seagulls. They trade a few big ticket ultimates for 2 others, right? Neuro Theft, Rolling Thunder online. Naber. KHS soon to follow with their own ultimates here. Again, I talked about how that last round, or 2 rounds ago, was the tipping point, and it seems to be promising. So, again, it's a close affair. Texas A&M Maroon. This round, again, I mean, like, with these buys, right? Bing Chilling not going to probably be able to buy. Your other player with the Vandal, I think it was Shadow, not going to be able to buy here. And that's dicey. Or sorry, not Shadow. Frosty Frosty. Like, it's scatter buy after scatter buy, and this is the result. You lose one or 2 of those players, and the round becomes unsalvageable.
Now we're seeing some push out of Garage. Battleground that happened in Grass, and then a Rolling Thunder ultimate expended. Maybe to have caught someone off the back of that, but yeah, now we're seeing some kind of crazy plays from OC Eagles where they're the ones confident in the weapons they have. And maybe in some of these instances, yeah, that's fair, but I mean, you're just kind of playing for these ones. Where things were looking so good, well, now they've come back into contention. Being Chillin' doesn't have any of the fancy weapons that their teammates had. It's just a classic to win the 1v2.
Alrighty. Being Chilling. 10 seconds. Those smoke comes up. Pablo with a reclear from short. The TP in is a gifted kill, a gifted weapon, but it's Zen. Player opened up the round, and they're gonna be the one to close it. OC Eagles, be good for the defuse, good for the round, and good for a tied score line 4-4 with the second little over to spare.
Second and some change. That was a far closer round than I think any of us were expecting. And the kind of good news here too, Zobi, is that the OC Eagles used that Rolling Thunder in the previous round. So they get away with a majority of the weapons and an impact to the economy of OC Eagles. They come back in with one of their own, now with a Rolling Thunder, now with that Hunter's Fury. And so we're looking at what should be a setup round win for them. It just depends on how they're going to attack these sites and dissect them, especially with how OC Eagles are leaning for this A site with the Cypher utility.
Ooh. All right. Another A aggression. A change, right? We don't have this Sova, this Jet fighting deep into A anymore. Do you like it? Because likely because you have the Cypher set up towards this site. Curious to see how Texas A&M Maroon's going to tackle this obstacle. We'll hear the cam toggle. Does have Rolling Thunder. Plenty of shocks probably to deal with it here. See if any punishment comes from Germsy.
Question marks. Had to have heard the owl drone coming in through sewers. Especially now with the smokes and the Rolling Thunder, everything else on top of that. They dodge the Rolling Thunder though, so they get to abuse those tripwires if anyone walks into them. One of them's been triggered, but Aussie Frosty tried to get away. The wall bang not gonna work for them there, and then a recon bolt. Germsy just gets to hang out in heaven almost for free. Joba's fighting back though. The double kill from Germsy, triple. Finally brought to hill by being chillin'. Now this time, instead of being alone, they have their Sova on their side, all the way to C with their ultimate. But this is a dicey maneuver, right? It's going to be planted for C long, so they get to work with that. And the reinforcement should be there, but the 1v2 for Pablo, not good odds.
I mean, Pablo, smoke online if they find Bing chilling early. At this point. You're just gambling. Taking your ones and almost winning them. 30 HP. Shock Dart, Recon Bolt should get the job done here for KHS. It's Clutch Master versus Clutch Master, and when they come to a head, Texas A&M Maroon pulls ahead with 5 rounds won. Whew. I mean, by all intents and purposes, that should have been an OC Eagles round. The cleanliness off the reflood, you know, Zen, Hunter's Fury, Germsy punishing off of utility, that was gorgeous. And it was just Nabber, I think, gets a 2-piece through all the chaos from short. And stabilizes everything.
That's kind of been the narrative arc for this Haven, right, Zobi? It's like, they shouldn't have gotten away with that, but they did?
They did.
Okay, all right, that's fine. But now we're looking and seeing if OC Eagles can make some of that magic happen that we know they can. They shouldn't get away with it, but they will. And it's going to have to happen here. Aussie Frosty disrespecting the tripwire, but blinded. Couldn't see Mini hanging out on the other side, but this time, there's a step ahead of the curve. Fortunately, it's still going to be their life costing them at the end of the day, but they are going to bring someone with them towards that end. And what are we talking about here, Zobi, right? They shouldn't be getting away with it, but they might be? Question mark.
Ooh. And this again goes to the speed of the pivots from Tamu. Talk about if they would get away with it. Little HP, little maimed, but all 3 survive. Texas A&M Maroon locking at least their 6th, at least a tie. And again, it goes down to the speed in which they pivot when new information is provided, right? Like, it came a little bit late because of the blind, right? Mini there on site, the Jet dashing in on top, Aussie Frosty. But then you see 3 filtering in from A-Link, immediately you get out of dodge. And it's unfortunate that Bing Chilling had to take the quick route through C-Link right in to Shadow, but the rest of the team just met them there in the end, and it worked out. So again, Plan Bs are really, really strong for Texas A&M Maroon. OC Eagles instead gonna try and stick to their plan A's and hope star players can carry them through it, like a challenge from Shadow. The trade from Zen is always a surefire, at least.
Whatever you can take, right? If you're OC Eagles at this point.
And
for Texas A&M Maroon, nah, that A site, we lost one. Hopefully Bing Chilling gets something coming out of sewers, but those numbers, right? That's where OC Eagles plays it to their advantage almost every single time. And now that Texas A&M Maroon is probably playing around with that idea, toying with it, that with Bing Chilling gone, there may be a possibility here. But some of that gunfire, that's going to lead to some tricky situations. Again, it's just all about map manipulation we're getting from Tamu.
Yeah, I'm nervous for a second. I thought the timing wouldn't be there for the refight from OC Eagles, but Bing Chilling sticks around and let's see the repercussions. Are going to get a free B site here. No trap wires this time around, or maybe early destroyed. Speaking of early, a challenge into A-Link traded by Joba, but when you have a numbers disadvantage, it's not going to be enough. Joba, all the info they need to navigate this 1v3 clutch, but even with 2 players A-Link, you can't get the 1 for 2. Mini, the trade, the 5th round. We are 1 round away from a tied half here, Sam.
I know. This is a stark difference from what we saw on Icebox out of the OC Eagles. And it comes down to, I think, just the way they love playing their numbers and the understanding of how fast Texas A&M Maroon can push in through a site. And as long as they can walk away with the numbers advantage or with the numbers on their side, they usually come out the victor. And the trades are immaculate. Whether it's from Mini, whether that's from Zin, they're going to walk away with it and they're going to keep this team afloat.
We talk about the speed Tam was able to set. I feel like they were gonna death ball into garage, but they're just trying to let their other players develop. Joba could have been good for the first, but they would have been pinched regardless. And now that the Cypher's gone, look, it's Shadow in window. The smoke temporary protection here, actually. The dark cover from their team. And look at this, they flipped the map. They're fighting in towards A. They're gonna be able to punish them, possibly off this Hunter's Fury, but the ping on 2, not able to finish Nabber off. The shock darts might, though. What?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're getting the frags, as long as you're getting the chip damage that you need.
Oh.
Now Pablo needs to manipulate their movement around, land the headshot onto Ping chillin', and now all that's left is Nabber with 23 HP, seen by the neural theft. Nowhere that you can hide, nowhere that you can go that will save you from the Eagles' wrath. It is a 6-6 first half.
The near flawless conclusion of that has got to feel good for OC Eagles. Talked about their pistol victories, 2-1 right now. We'll see if they can make it 1-1 on Haven to take the lead for the first time on this map. Aside from that, trying to think. We talked about, okay, the pacing was good for Texas A&M Maroon. We talked about how they were able to challenge some of the early aggression. OC Eagles, they were able to set up really fluid retakes when undisrupted. And it was, again, rounds they should have won because they were playing it so clean on paper. Just mechanics were sometimes outshining them from players like Nabber on Tamu. So I do think that they're going to have really nice structured attacks, which is why I think Texas A&M Maroon is going to have to do very disruptive plays, like a jet dashing down towards window off rip, which is what they seem to be poised for.
Question marks. Okay. It scared me there for a second, honesty. Just locked in, zeroed in on that angle, on that corridor. I mentioned that handshake agreement about where A is going to be played, and it's like OC Eagles okay with respecting that agreement this time around. Fortunately for Texas A&M Maroon, maybe not quite the same. They thought it was going to be happening on C. That's why we're seeing that trip inside a garage, but I guess they haven't had any signs of life with where the players have been deposited, and no disruption of the trip in garage, no cameras seen at C long. Process of elimination, Zobi says that this has to be happening on A, and the right choice has been made. You got to make sure that sewers is cleared. You can't let Germsy walk up for free. And it does not cost them their life, but it does cost them a majority of that HP. Shadow's going to look at their teammate, make sure they're okay, give them some
crazy
supporting words of happiness. But that one engagement is enough for Texas A&M Maroon to just leave while OC Eagles goes back in through sewers.
Which is crazy, because you have a cam deep sea. Just ask Joba to give you the information of if anybody's there. I think they realized that. That's why they double back. Well, that's why there's 3 here, but it's not as strong of a hold as before. But with players like Nabber, it might not matter.
Okay, all right. Nabber taken down, but I mean, at that point, you still got to deal with Joba. Nabber and Joba show happening here on A, where we were wondering question marks as to what could happen with that second pistol round, and Texas A&M Maroon leaving. Worked out perfectly fine for them. And a flawless pistols here on Haven for Tamu.
Very well done. All right.
This is a nice spot.
Joba. Maybe finally gonna get the chance to shine as a sentinel on the C site.
Yes, this should do.
So they're heading up, gearing up for a quick garage take with the suboptimal weaponry. Thought about that pistol round. Tamu now tied. 2 to Icebox for OC, 2 for Haven. Frosty getting dicey mid. At least they find theirs.
Yeah, it took him a missing Shadow completely, right? The entire body.
Please clear this.
My word almighty, KHS. Thinking your lucky stars that Germsy was having an off-aim moment. Now Pablo's keeping a staunch eye as to what could be happening in the background, and all players are looking at KHS. That's disastrous with them falling and the weapon being given up. But being chillin's gonna catch OC Shadow at the very last seconds of them running away.
I mean, that was great communication. Pablo, like, I think I missed the timing. I think they're in window, and the immediate head on a swivel from Shadow and friends. And at this point, that's allowed them to get a Spectre upgrade, a plant, on the A site. The difficulty here is that this retake, I want to say, is with one sniper rifle, no matter how you spin it. Maybe even two. Joba.
Wait.
Here's the timing on Mini.
Yeah, no one's looking
Dude.
at sewers. No one looking. Mini wanted to play with the utility. Took eyes off of sewers at just the wrong moment. Gave the assassin a second to walk in. Texas A&M Maroon, chance to
going to get the outlaw.
Anti-ego. Yep.
They know that there was a lot of sheriffs on the opposing side. They know this outlaw is going to do damage in the hands of a player like Austy Frosty. Or, as we just saw from the martial skills, maybe even being chilling. See where it lands, but Texas A&M Maroon. Whew. We saw the second half turnover from OC Eagles when they were in the throes of a 10-2 comeback here. But again, this bye doesn't shed hope at that prospect of a third round. But we've seen again, we talked about it. This map, expect the unexpected right now. For what is old mirror compositions meeting, it's interesting.
Okay, playing off the back of that timing. Unfortunately, KHS, I'm quite lucky enough to get away from the recon bolt. Doesn't really matter though. At least have an idea that the Breach and the Sova are playing on this site. Ramsey's walking up through mid, being chilling. A couple of shoulder peaks going to reveal their location. Job is going to lose out on their camera too, so eyes on mid, gone. The OC Eagles are taking their dear sweet time on these sites while they're poking up forward, trying to decide where they want to go. I got to try and grab the spike to make that happen.
Yeah, a little dicey. My expectation will be that Zen grabs it here. Maybe they were hoping to draw some numbers off if they re-clear mid with the owl drone. Okay. My concern is that Germsy, if you push into garage, you are likely to lose your life. There it is. Quick shipped upgrade. Ooh, but they were worried about the refrag, and now stunned, revealed. It was doors paper thin, but no punishment. They disengaged. They realize they have 30 seconds left. Can't get the trade. Have to death ball into A, where the stack is still at.
Yeah. KHS may be denied vision with the outlaw, but that is where things are going to be so dicey. Shadow dashed onto site, but it was inside of the fault line. Now KHS can just throw in a couple of shock darts, and it's just a meat grinder. Even though you have the better weapons, it does not matter. Being chilling, some running, some gunning, and some fancy shooting gives Texas A&M Maroon a nice bonus round.
Give them a caster curse medal there, because I said I didn't see the hope from the buy situation, but it wasn't even necessarily what Texas A&M Maroon did, minus anchoring the 3-stack on A. It was more that OC Eagles felt like they weren't confident on a challenge despite having the better weaponry, right? Like, we've seen, like, Aussie Frosty just dive in, even if they think they're gonna die on these sites, right? Alone. With support from offside, of course, from Paranoia, from, Nabber. And we haven't seen that same quality out of Shadow, it feels like.
Oh my god, how does Aussie Frosty blinded?
What did I say?
Zobi blinded! And the man is about to get an ace. One more to go. They found Nabber, and that is how you do it. Texas A&M Maroon, Austy Frosty, acing.
I could not have pointed him out at a better time. I was like, this man not afraid to fight, and that's exactly what he did over towards grass. Maybe raiding the economy situation, much like OC Eagles did last half against Tamu, and instead setting up a trap on the site, sets one forward outside of the site. And Aussie Frosty said, you know what? I don't care if they have guns now. I can do that kind of performance again. You know, I got the Blaze Storms in my back pocket if I need them. Got my trusty shorty in hand. And look at this. Tamu just forcing OC Eagles to shy away from mid altogether, minus the Germsy lurk. Now challenging into Joba's domain with Bing chilling on the high ground.
Yeah, you're gonna have to try and dodge over the tripwires that are being placed, but with the problem of not being eliminated, now you're just walking straight into them. Texas A&M Maroon is just throwing it right back into the face of the OC Eagles. And even though Germsy says toe-to-toe with the Ace Master themselves, and they stand toe-to-toe in a 1v3, the answer to that question is no.
Wow. And I'm trying to figure it out. I don't think those shock darts got either trap wire destroyed.
No, they didn't.
Maybe the deep one, but I mean, that's the difficulty when you're challenging the C site. And what's sad is that OC Shadow finally challenged a site like I wanted him to, right? And he got past all the trap wires, but Joba just completely ignored him. Like, he was just a mere nuisance and went for the high-value targets that were getting trapped by his utility. Beautifully done. Another eco. It's purgatory right now for OC Eagles. This buy, save, buy, save. The full sheriff's coming out.
I love it too. You
Ooh,
just
an
hear
awesome
the
frosty.
constant running inside of the barrier.
Yeah, they were. You know what they were gonna do. They were running it down.
Yeah, they just want to
It's
press W key.
11-6.
Yeah, it's 11-6. You press the W key. You got an ace. You didn't get taken down in the last round, so now you're hungry for another opportunity to prove yourself. Oh, the
What are you
Bucky!
doing?
The Bucky! You're just gonna walk right into the tripwire? How do you fix that
You have
problem?
one blade.
You just get rid of the cipher. Unfortunately for them, that cost them their life. Doesn't give them away a better weapon in favor of Pablo. An opportunity here may make that happen once the cloudburst goes away. The numbers advantage are being abused against Texas A&M.
And the trades, the thrifty, maybe the overzealousness from Texas A&M Maroon come to haunt them. And I think, okay, one player aggressing, Aussie Frosty, on a heater from the ace, didn't have a weapon to give because they were using the Blade Storm outside of the Bucky. That's warranted. The fight Pink Chilling took, warranted. Didn't want to give the weapon that was in window away. The rest of them, I mean, it was just some overfighting. I mean, it was 6-11, was another eco round. And just like that, look, economy righted for OC Eagles, ults to work with. This is their in. And talked about that 10-2, how close of a comeback it was. Numbers are even closer now.
All right, looks like we may be getting a side attack, A side push. KHS inside of sewers, but it feels like whenever OC Eagles feels tepid about anything, they're just out of there. And this time around for Aussie Frosty, playing it smart, not pushing any further than they need to, realizing what could be on the other end of that corner. But undeterred, they have another opportunity. They didn't hear too much firing going on behind them. And so they may think that their attackers are going to be more isolated on the 1v1s, but now we're just making noise on the A site. And Aussie Frosty had such sight lines as players coming out of garage that they weren't ready for the player at window.
Wow. The 4v4 still rolling thunder in hand despite getting the site under their control. Joba though saying, I've not lost the control of my site just yet. The paranoia comes in. The players stagger. And the rest of Texas A&M Maroon forced to scatter. Never. Finds two like they normally do, leaving it all down to KHS. They're clutch in impactful situations like this. The shock darts putting in work. Pablo, maimed,
both.
mauled. They spot out both.
Wait a minute. They don't even have the spike, so KHS just plays off the ping of the spike, right? And now you know that there's two players over there. So much utility, so much helping them out. And now you know that they're not even planting the spike. You just take your ones as best you can. But Germsy, just that little bit better. OC Eagles. Fighting back.
Yeah, Germsy, rough map. Starting to come alive now when it matters most for this team. Again, sitting on this treasure trove of ultimates. The savings for Tammy Maroon starting to get drained here a little bit, but they look like they're gearing up for their grand finale round, much like what they did over at the 10-2 on Icebox, right? When they couldn't win a round, they had the ults and that got them the round that they needed. And looks to be that's going to be the case right about now. But C-Take Simulator in full swing, it looks like, for OC Eagles. Looking like they figured out from their first time, their first rodeo, how to tame this bull. That is Joba. We'll see if they're correct in their fix, their solution.
Okay, one shock dart did get the trip.
Oh,
But the problem is, you exchange a trip for Zin's life. Not quite the exchange rate that we're looking for here. Especially not if your OC Eagles back's against the wall. And oh, Shadow's gonna even take a couple of shots, just trying to get away from the site. Pink Chillin's gonna step inside of the shadows, just playing for the recon game.
Info.
Seeing if they're rotating over towards A. Not quite yet, but Germsy's reopened the door back
Frosty.
for this squad. Aussie Frosty, my friend, you are playing with fire. Might be a puddle on the end of this map, but made your impact, you made your voice known.
Ooh. Spycam destroyed in itself is information, plus the entry trap bar not destroyed just yet. Gives Aussie Frosty time to get towards this site. Challenge it. Cage is procced. Ooh, they should get their 1v1 from Pablo, who Shrouded stepped up into the action. Oh my goodness,
Oh
the Blades
my
are gone,
gosh.
the support is there! Joba! Of all players!
On Germsy, by themselves, blinded, right? Seen by the neural theft, leaving nothing to chance, leaving nothing to the wayside. Aussie Frosty, Texas A&M Maroon. It's 3 HP in her dreams, Obi.
I said it, utilize the ultimates, get the round one. They didn't even use the biggest one of the Rolling Thunder, and they robbed those opportunities from OC Eagles, so that's the one contingency here, is you have a buy, you have ults. But look at this, KHS pulling out the operator this late into the game. That novelty factor could shake things up. So that OC Eagles, all it takes is one round, and they are looking at that lower bracket in an 0-2 loss to Texas A&M Maroon. It's posted up mid, there's 4 players here!
It's not looking good. Now they go into the backlines. Pablo may even just get away with this, but Big Chill has been seeing that. Oh, the stun set up perfectly for any player. And now Pablo's wrecked the backlines. May even just be able to take the site with little to no effort at all for the OC Eagles. Now they get to play for the post plant with a Hunter's Fury and the Rolling Thunder. But that's where Naver has a Rolling Thunder of their own. They need to go in. It's counted in kind. Back and forth. Naver striking back against Mini. The Hunter's Fury is still online. They just need to get out of there.
They can't, that's the issue. The flood's immediate. I question the players stacking on B, but it works out beautifully. Naber's A stolen, but the victory nonetheless will go the way of Texas A&M Maroon. 13-7, 13-8. And the 2-0 against OC Eagles to punch their ticket into the upper semis. I mean, showing again what we thought, that OC Eagles is a team not to be trifled with again. They had a stable start to the season, went against the Titans of Group A in the late stages. May have shaken them, but didn't break them down.
Yeah, and OC Eagles, such an improvement coming out of Icebox, right, Zobi? The first defense half of theirs ending in a 6-6, a marked improvement from the 10-2 that we saw out of Icebox, even though the scoreline still looks somewhat similar, right? 13-7, 13-8. It still felt like OC Eagles felt more comfortable. It felt like they were understanding more of what they needed to do on Haven to find their successes, find their victories. And I'm sure as a team, right, getting into the playoffs, going up against TAMU Maroon, you're going up against these Titans, you're going up against such strong players. It's something to take away from, especially as you're making your lower bracket run.
Oh, for sure. I think that's a good confidence kickstarter as well for early playoffs, right? If you're TAMU Maroon, able to get Icebox, debuted, get those reps in an official environment. We know they've already played Ascent, the other one re-entering the pool prior in their last match or two of the group stage. So they're looking good. They're looking feared. They're looking like your CVAL reigning champions. We'll see what happens when they pair up against a true opponent, but look at this. Pablo, coming back in. Master of Killjoy and Omen here. Top frag, I think both maps. Germsy as well. Mentioned they looked a lot more comfortable. Shadow started getting online towards the later stages of that map, but it felt a little too late versus Tamu. It felt like every player was on a heater at different parts of the map. Yeah,
the consistency, right? Naber's going to be the one who's your MVP for the entire
300.
And for the map of Haven, he had 300 ACS, and we can't discount the Aussie Frosty Ace. The impact that Joba can have on locking down and holding down a site by themselves, sometimes it feels like. And one of the reasons why not only are we seeing TAMU Maroon in the playoffs, one of the reasons why they are the CVAL current reigning champion. So a team definitely to keep an eye on as they're progressing through the playoffs. One that we're really eager to see how they perform against, especially when they start going up against some of the other major players inside of these playoffs, Obi.
Well, it's been a great night full of some great competitive Valorant. I got my own collegiate match to go play, though, Sam, so I might need to grab a snack before that. So it's a great time to final of the night. Shout out Wenzel's Farm Snack Sticks. No mess, no distractions, just bold, protein-packed flavor to keep me locked in as a gamer. Whether I'm grinding ranked or leading my squad, Wenzel's going to keep me powered up. So make sure you all grab a stick, stay in the game, and crush your competition. Wenzel's Farm, fuel for gamers, flavor for hopefully me as a champion.
Dubby, I'm fingers crossed for you, and I'm hoping for a dub for you. Okay,
I know, right?
You're in your collegiate squad out there. Hey, and you saw some great gameplay, so you can take some of those strategies in for it. But as we close out the show, everyone, a big thank you all so much for watching. Make sure that you hit that follow button, as I'm sure we have so much more playoff games going on across a variety of different titles here at NECC. Of course, a big thank you to our producer and observer in the background, Adam and Rachel, for their amazing work as always. But Zobi, till the next broadcast, for everyone out there, we'll see you then.
There's something there.
Thank you.
It was worth it.
Oh man, this is incredible.
Wow.
Huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Hey man, grab me a meat stick. I think I can reach it if I just a little more. Just let me go a little. I can't. Just a little more. I almost got it. Careful! Oh God! No, come on, just reach. Just grab my hand. Grab my hand.
Give me the meat stick. This